Are you a pet lover? Looking for the best products for your furry friends? You've come to the right place. At Go Pets Hub, we bring you the latest and greatest in pet products, from toys and treats to grooming essentials and more. Join us as we explore everything you need to keep your pets happy and healthy. In today's video, we will review the top 5 best automatic cat feeders. Starting at number 5, we have the Petlibro automatic cat feeder. Saves space and money with this compact, budget-friendly feeder. Appropriate if your kitty needs small portions, since it can deliver just 1/24 of a cup at a time if necessary. Literally just a few pieces. If you wanted to release more than that, just up the portion size. Delivering 4 portions at a time would add up to 1/8 of a cup. The container only holds about 8 cups at a time, less than many others on our list. But even if your kitty is a half-cup-a-day cat, this will last about 2 weeks. This is a wise choice for people who are most comfortable setting the schedule on the device itself. It does not work with an app, unlike app-connected feeders that are always monitoring. This one can run on just 3 D-cell batteries for up to half a year, giving you a lot of leeway for where you position it in your home. But you also have the option to use the included power cord. With batteries, it can also work under a covered porch or patio for outdoor cats, though the brand warns that raccoons will likely try and break into the machine. It does also come with a plug if you'd rather use an electrical outlet for power. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Closer Pets C 200 2-meal feeder. Leaving out wet food for a long period is not a great idea. Since it's perishable, you're not going to find a reliable, high-capacity wet food feeder. However, this automatic cat feeder lets you serve 2 wet food meals spaced apart. Set the simple timer on each side, and each lid opens nice and wide. Each bowl can hold up to 14 ounces of canned food, which means easily 2 cans per side. An ice pack goes under the top dish layer to keep wet cat food cold. Set each side to spring open sometime between 1 and 48 hours in the future. It's useful for a weekend trip, but many online reviewers say they set it at night to spring open in the morning so their cat gets wet food without having to meow people awake. More on that phenomenon below. This runs on 1 AA battery, not included, which should last about a year. We recommend buying a second ice pack so one can always be in the freezer. The brand does offer a 5-meal feeder, but the openings are very small and would require a cat to bend its whiskers to get in there and lick the food out. At number 3, we have the WellToBe automatic cat feeder. Feeding 2? This automatic pet feeder will split the food fairly evenly between 2 dishes. Each will get their own dish, and it's nice if they like to eat side by side. This can also be modified to use just 1 dish if it turns out they'd rather take turns from a single bowl. Set up the feeding schedule using the app. The app setup is a bit lengthy, but following the instruction manual carefully will help. The good news is you can also set the schedule using buttons on top of the lid if you want to bypass the app. There's also a button that lets you record your voice saying a 10-second greeting like, "Tummy time." That's how my mom calls her cats, and trust me, they know what those words mean. If you do that, each time the machine lets down food, it will play your recording. You'll also want to put 4 D-size batteries, not included, in to be a backup to the power cord should the power go out. Also keep in mind that you can't program one dish to get more than the other dish, and you can't feed your cats different food. It's all coming out of the same hopper. If they need to eat differently, get them each their own feeder. At number 2, we have the Petmate Replendish feeder. There are 0 bells and whistles on this affordable feeder. It just works with gravity, so as your cat eats from the bowl, more kibble falls down. That means it's not for an overeater, as a cat who can't seem to stop gobbling would have access to all 8 cups of food that the feeder holds. But if your cat is good at controlling itself, this is a no-power way to provide continuous food access while you're away for a long weekend. I have a good friend who has one of these for each of her 2 cats, and when she's gone, I just stop in and clean up their litter box, say hello to the kitties, and make sure they haven't tossed kibbles around on the floor. Some online reviewers mention food getting stuck and not falling down, And while I have not had that experience, it's another reason to heed Dr. Miller's advice to be sure a human is checking in on your pet every day. It does garner more than 8,000 five-star reviews on Amazon. I would hesitate to use this with a dog because it's meant for small kibble sizes, like those that a cat eats, and it's not a large capacity feeder. For dogs, there is a larger size. And finally, at number 1, we have the PetSafe Smart Feed. Though it's a bit pricey, Dr. Miller recommends this reliable PetSafe automatic feeder to families who visit her vet clinic. It connects to your home Wi-Fi and can be operated through Amazon's Alexa, so you can order it to feed your pet just by saying so, plus you can set up regular, automatic feedings via the app. Its best feature though may be the slow feeding setting, which can deliver a meal 1/8 of a cup at a time over the course of 15 minutes. A 10-pound kitty only needs about a half cup of dry food a day, so if yours tends to gulp and then vomit, raise his hand. You can, for instance, set this to deliver a 1/4 cup on slow feed in the morning and a 1/4 cup on slow feed in the evening to pace things out. Cats are crepuscular, which means they are most active at dawn and dusk, said Dr. Miller. Because this connects via Alexa, you can also ask Amazon to mail you more cat food when you get the app notification that the feeder is running low. At 6 liters, it has a high capacity, which is about 24 cups of food, more than a month's worth for the typical house cat. It can also do as many as 12 feedings a day. With its high capacity, this feeder could also feed small and medium-sized dogs, who tend to eat more in a day than most cats. The PetSafe Smart Feed works plugged in, but it's a good idea to also install 4 D-size backup batteries, not included, in case the power goes out. PetSafe does not recommend that you regularly run the feeder on batteries alone. They'll only last about a week if you do.